All right, welcome back, everyone. So in this video, what do we want to do? We want to check out, well, the deaths, right? Because right now their health is at 0, but they're not dying. That's a problem. So how do we go about this? Well, if we take a look at our low entity attributes, we already have a health variable, and this is perfect. And this is what is representing our health for our sheep and our player, which doesn't show right now, which we can actually show in the next video. I'll show you guys how to do that. But in our world script, this is where we're going to look for a unit death. Now, essentially, we're going to add a script here. Let's say new script, name this to unit death, and we will add a trigger. The trigger is going to trigger when one of the attributes changes, right? Well, the one that we want is when a unit attribute becomes 0 or less, right? We have a few options of the 0 or less, but like we have items, we have player, and player could work for the player, but we don't really want the player. We want the units, right? All the units, we want to check all of them. Now, after that, we need to add an if statement because right now we know that the some attribute, I don't know which one, is becoming 0 or less, but we don't know which one, right? So we need to check not a Boolean comparison, but a attribute type comparison. And on the right-hand side, we'll simply select health. And then on the left-hand side, we will simply just complete this by getting the last triggered attribute. Hit OK, and there we go. Now, inside of here, we now need to add some things, right? So now that we know it's health, we could just destroy entity and destroy the last triggering unit. And there we go, right? We just destroyed that unit, and this would work. Let's actually try it, right? Let's republish and see what we got. And you can see once I kill one of these sheep, if I can, please come here. There we go. It died, right? So it disappears. Okay, so that's good. It works, but we want to do more than that, right? Now, let's add a new item here. Let's add a consumable, I guess. Maybe it will be a consumable. And we're going to rename this to potato. And we're going to upload our potato from the folder that you guys downloaded from earlier. All right, so once you've done that, we'll hit submit and we'll get a potato. And for the sprite inventory, you could upload one. I don't have one, unfortunately, so I'm just going to leave it like this. I think the preview seems fine. And okay, for the body types, we're going to need to change some things. So obviously this is not right. So let's change this to maybe like 1 for now. And we'll try that and see what it gives us. For the joint type, we'll keep that on weld. The Z index, we'll keep it on 2. And the rest, we will save first and then go back to here, go to collision editor, select this, fit rendering. Okay, that's not great. We'll say is sensor. And once we're here, we won't play around with the sizes, but we will turn on collides with sensor and we can just hit save. These are all 0. Mount target, we can put this on the homie and we can say right hand and okay, right hand. Cool. Everything looks decent. All right, let's hit save and save and apply. And now what we can do is when we go to our script, we can add or create that object. We can create item at position. The item type will create a potato at the position of the last. Okay, so this is kind of awkward because, or actually, I think we say item position, sorry, and then position of the last triggering unit. Okay, there we go. Okay, now the thing is though, we don't want to create a potato on all the unit deaths, right? This doesn't really work for us. Okay, so the way we change this is we add another if statement and we say, okay, we want to check for a unit type comparison. And we're going to check for the right-hand side, we're going to change this to sheep. On the left-hand side, we're going to say last triggering unit. Okay, so now we're going to check if the last triggering unit of the last triggering, if the unit type of the last triggering unit is a sheep, we will create a potato. Otherwise, we won't do anything, but we will destroy it regardless of what unit it is. We'll hit save and apply. We can republish. And let's see if we can kill one of these sheep. and get a potato. Come here. Oh, okay. I think it died, and we don't see a potato. So what's going on? Well, let's go to our map. And what we'll do is we'll go to the entities tool and select the potato and thing. I don't see anything. Okay, so we can see with the homie and the sheep, we do see an object, but we don't see anything for the potato, so that something is going on that's not right, right? Okay, let's head over to our entities, and we might have made it too small, so let's go over here and then change this back to to its original size, 3.15, and we have to give it a depth probably, so we'll change that to the original as well. And let's give that a try once more and save and apply. And there we go. There's our potato. So, okay, that's probably too big still. So I was probably right. The size, we might want to change it to 1, if not actually smaller than that, maybe like 0.5. Let's try 0.5 here. Hit save. And let's look. Okay, so that's probably a good X and Y, but the Z is too big, right? So let's go back, change our Z to, let's say 1. We want it to be kind of like wide, if that makes sense. Okay, that's a decent looking potato. But we do have a problem, which is that the potato is kind of in the ground, right? So let's see if we can change that. All right, so I think what we have is honestly good enough for now. So let's just test this out. So let's make sure we republished and everything. And let's save. And there we go. We picked up our potato. So there's our potato. Now it's really big because in the selected, so let's head back to the entities in the entities tab over here. The body types of the selected, we need to make sure that we have the same values. We need to do 0.5, 0.5, and 1, I suppose. Now the mount target, we can do the same thing. We can do the homie to right hand. Actually, for the dropped, we'll actually remove this because we don't need that. We'll save that once more, go to the selected, and then here, yeah, we'll just do right hand. That's pretty much it. And yeah, everything else seems good. Let's hit save, even apply, and that's it. So I select my potato. It's not as big anymore. In fact, we can't really see it, but that's okay. I think I just used it actually and ate it. So yeah, that's probably why we don't see it. Okay, and oh, there's a potato over there. And we can pick it up and could eat it. Nope. So we'll look at that later. But for now, this is pretty good. We got a pretty functional game. Now all we need to add next is our wolf, our AI wolf. So let's do that next.